What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Low Luxury, and welcome to cardigan season. Well, that's actually not really true. It's really not cardigan season at all. It's kind of the opposite time of when you'd usually expect that you would start wearing cardigans, but that is beside the point. The point is, I'm not much of like a pullover guy. I got pullovers because there's some sick pullovers out there, but as far as like what styles I find most comfortable, I like stuff that's open in the front. I like a zip-up hoodie, I like a cardigan, I like things that I can just throw on and off really easily as, you know, I enter different situations, as the weather changes, it gets dark out, whatever the case may be. So I was feeling kind of empty. You know, I felt like I didn't have enough cardigans. I didn't have enough cardigans in my life, so I decided I was gonna solve that. So today we are adding 2 new cardigans to the rotation, and I think cardigans, they're all season wear, okay? Don't at me. So, what's the first one we're adding in? The first one we've got here is, I would say, heavily based off the famous Kurt Cobain sweater that he wore. I believe, was it on MTV Unplugged or a different? Anyway, you recognize it, the black and red striped. This is in MOHAIR. Actually, they're both in MOHAIR, both we're looking at today. So this is by Undercover. I'm super into this, so we'll check this one out. And the other one we've got is like kind of a showpiece here. This is a bit more when you're feeling a bit frisky, you want to be out there a little bit. This is from the brand Doublet. And we've got a hidden element here. I didn't even intend to do this, but yeah, you see that right, and it's hot pink. I love this thing. So we're gonna take a closer look at these cardigans, and then we're gonna throw some looks together to show you how I'm thinking about utilizing these. So let's dive in. Yo, before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content, and also if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. So there it is. Isn't that sick? It's so nice and fuzzy. I'm all about this. I'm so into it. Let's take a look at the tags because there's some interesting stuff there. So I did tell you that this is a piece by Undercover, but you'll see here that it actually says Undercoverism. And this is kind of interesting. As far as I can understand it, this is within Japan. Undercover menswear is called Undercoverism, and the women's wear is just Undercover. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But I've noticed that within Japan, they have much less reverence for the idea of the branding than they do in the West. In Japan, they're just like, yeah, I'll switch the name. It doesn't matter. Whereas like an American or European company would be like, no, the brand is everything. So Undercoverism, it just is what it is. I wouldn't worry too much about it one way or the other. And then we get our care tags. They're just like this plasticky matte white tags, a couple of loop tags, the Undercover Co. LTD print. This one was made in China, so that's no problem. Sizing, this is a size 3 model number. And then we get our fabrications. This is acrylic, nylon, wool, and mohair. So it's a big combination of all of those things, and you can see the fuzziness coming out here. I'm such a huge fan of this. The rest of the tags are a lot of like Japanese stuff, different languages, some care instructions, all that good stuff. So as for the sweater itself, I'm such a huge fan of this. It's got a nice wide cut. It's pretty long as well. I just love everything about it. It's pretty like standard, just knit. You can see the thickness of the yarns there. You can kind of see through them a little bit, but then there's just all this fuzz hanging down, and that's really what I was looking for in these cardigans because I love that effect. It almost makes it look kind of painted or something. So you've got a nice V going down the neck here, and then it closes. And another thing I thought was interesting was that the buttons, they alternate. So this is like a glossy, and it kind of goes in there, whereas this one is more flattened and rounded going outwards, and it continues back and forth like that as you go down. When you get down to the cuffs on the sleeves, you do get some nice big ribbing going down here, and it's also ribbed down at the hem. And then you'll also see there is some asymmetry here. So the stripes all down the body until you get to the hem, and the stripes also go down this sleeve right here, whereas the other sleeve is solid black. So it just gives the piece a little bit of extra interest on top of what was already going on, which I think is really, really nice, and I like that they considered that and just gave it a little extra pop with the asymmetry. And then we get our doublet cardigan in the hot pink. And one of the things that I really love about Doublet, if you're not familiar with them, it's another Japanese brand, but they almost do like anti-fashion in a similar way to what Vetements did early on under Demna Visalia. It's a very similar vibe, I would say, where it's really well done, really well designed, but also kind of cheeky, ironic, and poking fun at the idea of like high-end fashion, which I'm into. All right, let's take a look at these tags, and you can see there's a lot going on here. So right up top, we get a woven tag. It's actually quite thick, almost like padded feeling compared to most tags. And you can see it is white, stitched down on the top 3 sides, and then left open for the care tag going through the bottom. Then it says Doublet, Strangest Comfort. That may be the collection name or just their motto in general. I'm not quite sure. I love getting the name of the piece. We Are the World. Doll embroidery mohair, cardigan, model number, and size, small. This one is actually bigger, wider than the Undercover one, so small is ridiculous, definitely adhering to that Balenciaga sizing, I would say. Then they even give you a product description. What does that say? Designed like oversized knit cardigan with cutoff hem design. Love that. For cutoff part, we changed way of knitting and add holes on purpose to express more realistic usability. I also love the broken English. It makes it like more authentic feeling. The material is knitted by mohair threads. As you wear it, hair will come out more naturally and provide you warmer look. Interesting. On the chest, we embroidered a doll that you may get as a souvenir when your childhood. We are happy if you enjoy stroking the hair part of the doll that matches with mohair color. So they really want you to just stroke this doll hair. I love this so much. This is incredible. Our material, it is mohair and nylon, much more mohair in this one than the Undercover one. Then you get your washing instructions. And finally at the bottom, this one is made in Japan, legit made in Japan. We also get a tag with this, but as you can see, I ain't able to read that, so we're just going to leave that one there. So on this, you can see it's more of like a ribbed style. The yarns are much larger, and they go down in these kind of ribbed sets here. One thing I really love on this one, you actually have wooden buttons here in like a cracked wood, and the color is very close with the doll as well, so I like that those match up. On the Undercover one, the pockets were more coming in from the sides, but on here, they're just like little bucket pockets right at the front at each side. And this one actually also has an element of asymmetry, because you can see this side is longer than this side. So it's a very raw hem, and you can see fringe coming down off it, and that again gives it a really cool effect as you wear it. And coming out full, you can really see the width of that piece as well. Shorter, but wider than the Undercover one. And I think finally we got to get a closer look at this doll. We already took a little look, but obviously it's like a troll doll kind of vibe. Big rounded cheeks. It's actually really creepy, but I'm into it. And then that hair that just comes right out is so sick. Some people are probably going to hate this and think it's the dumbest purchase I've ever made, but I love this stuff. All right, now that we've checked out the details of these two cardigans, let's start putting together some fits. So for this one, I'm going to keep it on the lighter side because it is more fun and playful and kind of bright feeling. I think you could also go all black under this and have this just be the pop, but I'm going to go all black for the other one, so we're going to stay lighter here. Underneath this, we're going to put this kind of like layered long sleeve from Viner Articles, and I think the colors work actually pretty well with that as well on the print. For pants, we're going to go with denim. We've got these like stretch denim moto joggers from Balmain that I find really versatile. And then kind of going along with that, moving up a little bit brighter here, we've got our Golden Goose Francie high tops. So hopefully that's going to work out pretty well here. And then for our Undercover cardigan, like I said, I want to go all black with this. So underneath, I've got a Rick Owens flag t-shirt in black. And then for bottoms, I've got these knit ones from Unravel Project. They're kind of distressed, drop crotch, all that good stuff. And then finally for our shoes, we are going for these Margielas. Super, super chunky, really sick. So the only pop of color is going to be the red in that striped cardigan. Let's see what happens. All right, so I really, really dig this doublet cardigan. And I think it actually may be the more versatile of the two. Because like I was saying, I can put together a lighter, more colorful look like this one, or you could put together a darker look and have this be that pop, that element of color and intrigue that takes the look over the top. So I actually think even though it feels kind of like a niche piece, it actually has a lot more usefulness than you'd realize. I also like it is really, really light, nice thick yarn, open yarn. It falls really well. I just like everything about the cut of this. The asymmetry gives it a little bit of extra interest as well there. And of course that troll doll embroidered to the chest is absolutely insane and really tongue-in-cheek. And I love a little humor in my clothing sometimes. The feel is fantastic. It's really soft. It doesn't have like much scratchiness to it. It just feels really, really light. I just keep coming back to that word light because that is how it feels. It's breathable but warm. It is thick but not heavy. I just am a big, big fan of this one, even more so than I expected. And now we're on to the Undercover cardigan. And as you can see, I went very dark here, very oversized, at least in the shirt underneath. I think if I were to remake this look, I would actually go with a skinnier, less oversized undershirt because this cardigan is very oversized. And I do like with the joggers I have from Unravel Project that it is tapering there. I like that juxtaposition, and I think it would be even better if we had that in the undershirt as well. But this one you can see is very, very fuzzy. That's one of the standout features, that kind of painted look that I was talking about. So I really like that. Some nice kind of dropped shoulders. It really drops with you. And then, as I said, you've got these pockets coming in at the side, which makes it good for kind of like lounging type of looks. You kind of hang back, throw your hands in the pockets, and I really like how that works. But this one, as I said, it's a little bit less versatile than the two because I think really the only way to make this work well is to do all dark colors around it and a little bit more subtle and letting this really be the staple piece that makes the look sing. Anything other than that I think would be a little bit too busy. So I'm glad to have both of these cardigans. I think they're serving very different purposes, even though they are similar in the cut and materials and things like that. But this is just taking my cardigan game over the top. Like I said, it's cardigan season. Let's go, baby. All right, so those are my new cardigans from Undercover and Doublet, respectively. Take a look at the other video on screen here. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.